Okay, my YouTube people, this is the passenger foot peg, and as you can see, it's leaning way over. It should be about there. Now that's lifting up on the floorboard as that happens. I'm going to pull this all off and see what it is I have to do to make that thing get back to where it's supposed to be. Now I can already see somebody hack this a long time ago, long before I bought it. You know, this stuff's 70, 80 years old. You can only imagine why they did something like that back in the day. It's just really leaning over and I can't take it anymore. To get the floorboard off, there's two 9/16 nuts. There's one under here on the frame, and then there's one right here. There's also this one here. Also, you can see the brake return spring right there hooks on to this rear arm that holds the floorboard. So there you have it. This is the rear arm. It comes up and it hits that nub of steel right there. I could just see this has a lot of wear in it, it seems like. Seems like this bolt's bent a little bit. So I'll take this all apart and see what's going on. You can see here how that's really far off. So from what I could see is to get this up, this bolt hits the bottom of the floorboard right here. So it seems like I have to grind a little bit of that off and it'll allow this to come up straighter. And far as why it's falling, when this mount is down, this bolt here hits this mount, but the mount's worn and the bolt's bent, and even the bracket looks like it's bent a little bit and allows it to droop over. And then here is that cut part I was talking about. So I think the answer to this is to grind the floorboard a little here and here, allowing it to come up straighter. And then after it's up straight enough, this piece stops it from drooping down. This arm, this bolt hits right there on that arm. So maybe get a weld and build that up with some weld so that it can't drop down so far. Because when this is all the way down, this is dropping down to there. So if I build that up with some weld, it'll force it to stay up straighter. We'll see how that works out. Kind of bent a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do is put a big bead of weld across here and try and lift it up. There it is. I put some weld across it. Now just put it on and give that a try. It seems like it made it better, but it seems like it needs a little more. Made the droop better. Now it seems like this is where I need to grind the floorboard and so it can come up further, and then we'll relook at it. Okay, right there you can see where I ground it. Now I'll bolt it back together and see how it does. I can see where I have to grind it some more. I just test fit this and it works really well. As you can see, that's a pretty big blob I had to put on that, but that's what it took, and now it sits upright. You can also see what I had to grind off right there. I put a little machinist die on it to see where it was hitting, so I knew where to grind. Now I'll put a little bit of black paint on everything so it doesn't rust and put it back together and show you what it looks like. Now I have everything painted. I'm going to go back together. Now you can see that the floorboard's sitting level, and so is the passenger foot peg. That's definitely a win in my book.